feminist group feels like it's attacking? Because I know that most feminism is like wanting equal pay or...
Well, you just said that women not needing men is somehow empowering. You know, having a man is somehow less empowering, or being an individual is somehow less empowering.
But that's how women feel.
Right.
Women actually are saying that because that's how they feel. It's
But
as if,
that's not how every woman feels.
but no one's saying every woman. They're only women speak for themselves. So
Right.
all of you are going to have different opinions as biological men.
Absolutely.
Women all have different opinions. Oh, you see a very specific group of women saying this.
I mean, you did just say that's how women feel. So are you speaking on behalf of all
No,
women?
no, I'm not. Let me take that back. The women who are saying that feel that way.
Why do you feel that women in general feel disempowered?
I don't think in general. No. That's a generalized statement. You can't say that. I said
you're
the
the one
women. No, I
who
did
said
not. I
women
said
feel
the women who
disempowered.
say that.
You associated somehow women are now embracing masculinity, which means that they are now more empowered because they don't need a man. Or
Right.
if
Men feel empowered when women need
But
them.
I don't think that women's empowerment comes...
Men feel empowered when women need men. Now that is a generalized statement. Let me say that one more time. Men feel empowered when women need men. Oh my God. This is the world we live in, man. People want to take their own personal experiences, their own personal bubble, and equate this to this is how life and how everything and how everyone is. I feel accomplished when I accomplish my own personal goals. That makes me feel empowered. It feels empowered when I do a workout routine for a month, and then a month later, I look in the mirror and I see a new muscle bulging out or something. You know what I mean? Like, I look different. That shit makes me feel empowered. When I get the job that I was looking for, when I reach any kind of milestone, hell, when I'm playing a video game and I do what I want to do, I win a game or some shit, that makes me feel empowered. Yeah, if I can get a badass chick, at the club, I'm eyeing her, get her, we get to, we do the thing, that makes me feel empowered. It's about setting goals and accomplishing them. That's what really empowers a person. What he just said, it's really self-projection at this point. I don't even know where you got that from. How did you even get that? How can you even say that? Men feel empowered by women needing men. This is how far some people can think. Listen to what people say, and they'll tell you how far their mind goes. Yeah.
comes from having a man or not having a man. So why is it always associated that, a woman's now empowered because she doesn't need a man? A woman has always been empowered. Women have never been...
But they've never felt that.
That's not true.
I mean,
That's
if we
not
go
true.
back to the 1920s, if you're going to do that, but that's not
But
what we're
of
talking
course,
about.
you
We're
have-
talking about society right now.
Right now, you actually think women are empowered right now?
Absolutely, women are empowered.
And this is a gay dude, man, that's really talking, spitting some real shit. Like, he is the quintessential gay dude from Rome. Like, holy crap. But he's speaking some true facts, man. This is a real guy. Like, I genuinely respect. I don't care. Okay, I do care, like, what you choose to do with your body, your life, and, like, your sexual choices and stuff like that. But it doesn't affect the way that I treat you, right? You know what I mean? It doesn't affect the way that I necessarily view you all the way. What I mean to say is that if you got a sound mind, I don't care what you do with your life for the most part, right? As long as you're not killing motherfuckers, you're not doing some other type of shit, man. Like, he's speaking some real stuff right now. He's speaking some real shit. Women haven't always been empowered. Okay, we'll say that. They haven't always been empowered. So what is your goal? What do you truly want? If you keep bringing that narrative up that, okay, long ago, women haven't always been empowered, and this is more or less a new phenomenon within the last 100 years that women are starting to have more equal rights. Okay. All right. I'll take your point for that. But ultimately, if they're not in the position they want to be in, ultimately, what do you want? What do you want it to look like? What do you want? You want a woman president? You want a woman president? Madam President? Is that what you want? Is she qualified to be the leader, right? How are you willing to see what you want? You want what you want over what's competent for the world. I'm not saying that a woman can't be a competent leader, but I'm saying if you are in the face of someone that has a degree in history, not a degree like college degree, but like has so much experience in military, political conflicts, in, like communications internationally, things like this, you know, like things that'll make you be a great leader, and then someone who more or less has the same kind of education, probably a little bit less, but because she's a woman, like, it's just like I don't know. I guess I just want to know what ultimately is the goal. If women are not in a good position that they feel like they should be in right now, ultimately, what is the goal? What position do you want to be in? What position should women be in right now? If they're not there now, right? You got the court system. Entire court system is almost always on your side unanimously. You can call out false rape accusations, have nothing against you, but you have the opportunity to secure millions and destroy a person's life. Okay? You can pretty much call the sexist card anywhere as long as you're in a Western world, right? First world country. We'll say that, right? 4, sex is easy for you. You don't really have to worry about sex. You know what I'm saying? Relationships, as long as you don't have to exercise. A lot of women don't feel like they gotta exercise, but they get mad when men tell them to exercise. Like, what are you complaining about? Like, I don't get it. What are you complaining about? What more do you want? What more do you want?
The vice president. And how long did it take for her to become a vice president, though?
There is a right and wrong way to be a man. Take a second to think about it.
Yes. 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 Go. Yes.
I think that
Speak your
when I
damn
originally
truth.
heard the question being asked, I didn't agree with it, but men are not abusive individuals. Men are not to be cowards. Men are to lead their families. And men who do not display that, I don't believe that they are men, in my opinion. And all of the qualities that I see in my father is what I believe a man should be.
All of those characteristics are what make a man. And when
Here's another thing before we jump right into this. Once again, man, this comes down to definitions and stuff like that. Like, where he's coming from, he's talking about man being a state of mind, right? He's talking about man being a state of mind. It's like you become a boy, you first born a boy, and then you become a man. But it's these definitions that people want to construe and twist out and bring out. Like, the trans people, they're going to be thinking man as the gender definition. But he's thinking of man from, like, evolutionary stages, right? Like, you're a boy, you're a teen, young man, and then you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, in black community, being a man has a different definition than in this trans shit. You know what I mean? And that's where the discommunication comes from, you guys. It's like, people want to argue man being a gender. It's like, oh, I can still be a man if I do this, then that, third. And then these are people like, no, because man is actually a stage. Like, you know how, like, in certain tribes and stuff, they will make the boys, like the teens, go in the forest, kill a lion or some shit, kill a tiger, do something. And then when they come back, they become a man. That same ideal still, it's like, it still lives on in certain cultures in the world. And we define that as being a quote unquote man, but it's more or less like a trial, right? Fill in the word, man. I can't think of it right now. It's like a damn. What's the word? I can't really think of it. Can't think of the word right now, but it's like something that you have to prove yourself. Go through these trials, you prove yourself, and then you get the status of being a man. A trial of something. I can't remember, but that's kind of what he's talking about. But when it comes to being a right way and a wrong way of being a man, I think first off you got to define. You've got to admit, if you want this answer, if this question can even be answered, there has to be a definition, a clear-cut role for men to be in, for there to be a wrong way and a right way to be a man, right? I think some of the right ways to be a quote-unquote man is to first be self-aware. Be self-aware of yourself. Be aware of your actions and what your actions can implicate for others around you. How are your actions going to, do for your life? Are you building something? Are you actively, you know? I think that that's a right way to be quote unquote a man. Understand your strength, understand your pros, and understand your weaknesses as a quote unquote man, because you are physically stronger. There are things you are probably more, you know, logistically thinking than women are for the most part. And so like you should understand your pros and cons of being a quote unquote man. I think there's a right way and a wrong way to be a woman. Absolutely. And it really kind of just comes down to being self-aware of your actions and how you are in this world when there's so many other people out here. Life doesn't revolve around you all the time. And so I think there's a right way and a wrong way to be a man, same way as I think there's a right way and a wrong way to be a woman. People want to avoid responsibility. That's what people want to do.
I see a man be a coward in the truth, in just speaking the truth, or sticking up for what's right, especially today in America with everything going on. I'm like, those are not men. My name is Clarkson. I'm 24 years old, and I'm a conservative man. My biggest question for the other side really is, are you happy? Anybody that wants to fundamentally change society and change gender roles, to me, that's not happiness. And if we want to fight for acceptance, we need to start with acceptance, which is accepting society for what it is.
At the end of the day, we're all men, and I don't believe there's any wrong way to be a man. We're just redefining what it means to be a man.
But there are things that naturally come to men. So when you say we're just redefining what being a man is, you have to understand you're redefining a fabric in society that has kept the human race and got it to where it is today. So just like aimlessly throwing out, oh, well, we're just redefining what it is to be a man. That's not just like a light subject that we should be talking about.
But why do you think they have to stay the same?
That's a good point. That's a real solid point. It's like saying, okay, we're in the English, okay, now it's 2022. That thing flying in the sky now, flapping, it's not a bird anymore, right? That's not a bird anymore. It's actually a fly. We're calling it a fly. We're just redefining what the word bird means. So now those things flying around, fucking fruit and shit, those are birds. Those are birds, and now birds that pick up worms and shit like that, those are flies. That's kind of like what it's doing. It's like you're literally uprooting something that's been existing in society forever and really trying to define it and change it, especially when it comes to words and stuff like that. And it's like, it's not to say that it's a wrong thing, you can't do it, but it absolutely is like, I don't know, man. I want to say it's not going to work. But once again, it's like, what the fuck is the goal? Why? Why are you fighting so hard to be a fucking quote-unquote man? Why? Why is this so hard? Why are you so... Why? I just don't get it. Like, what the fuck? Your life is dictated by the opinions of other motherfucking people that live hundreds of miles away from you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Is this really affecting your fucking life? Like, really? Come on. There are laws for companies that have to abide by certain rules. You know what I'm saying? They can't discriminate for race. They can't discriminate off of sexism and shit like that. There's zero tolerance for sexual harassment in the workplace. That shit happens. And guess what? If it happens, take it to court and get a fucking bag out of it. What the fuck is this shit really doing to your life? How is this shit really affecting you? Please, learn me something, goddammit.
Same. Why do we need to have the same thing for hundreds and hundreds of years?
Do you not see the state
It's not the same thing. It's just keeping the same qualities.
But do you see the state of our world today? It's not perfect. And it's been led by men like throughout all of history, and look where it's gone.
So, we're talking about redesigning what it means to be a man. So, what do you want to bring to traditional men?
I think it's embracing that you can be vulnerable. I think that a lot of men want to portray strength. But men are people, and I know that men have feelings.
Being a man and masculinity, those are two different things. And I believe that we can redefine whatever that means to anybody by including other types of men or other types of masculinity. I myself am a father. I have a child. Some people would disagree with me being a father because I am transgender. But that being said, I present to the world as male. My child sees me as a man.
There's proper ways to be vulnerable, right? You don't have to break down.
Buck was kind of approaching it from a reasonable standpoint, but he's still a little lost with it. But I think he's starting to understand it. There is it's a difference. Masculinity in being a man is different, but we're still talking on like minor things. Like they're little, they're subset. Like, okay, so man, they're trans people are talking about it from the gender perspective of man, and where I think this guy that's about to speak right now, he's talking about it being a right, like a rite of passage. That's the word I'm thinking for. A rite of passage. It's something that you earn. Being a quote unquote man is something that you earn, and it typically is specifically for only biological men. Is what it's talking about. Now, sure, gender wise, yeah, you can quote unquote be a man, whatever. Fuck it. If that's what you want to identify as, whatever. Fuck it. You have that. We're done fighting that shit. But I think where people are defending it from is it being a rite of passage, a state of mind, and qualities. It's like you can't join a frat or a sorority just because you decided you want to do it or because you emulate this shit behind closed doors. No, you have to do the due diligence to be accepted by society as the fraternity or sorority. You can't just wish it upon yourself. You can't just wake up in the morning and be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna be a Phi Beta Kappa or some shit. Like you can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think this is where the traditional men are coming from. You can't just be a man by waking up and saying that you're a man. No, it's a rite of passage. You earn it. You have to display consistently the actions that earn you the right to be called a man and be recognized as a man by society. That's what he's saying.
Down in front of your family and cry. It's okay to suffer in silence as well. Strong men, I believe, exude the qualities that you guys are referring to. I think the problem is overcorrection, right? Some people believe that men need to cry and lay on the ground and be feminine like women. My name is Brandon. I'm 34 years old and I'm a conservative man. I had a lot of curiosities about what it's like to be a person who believes that they're a trans man. You know, I feel like God has created all of us very uniquely, and although I have beliefs and I follow the Bible to the T, I still want to know from other people what their experiences are. Doesn't mean I have to agree, but I really want to know what other people are feeling from the person who's experiencing it real time.
That was very well said, very well put together, man.